All right, hey everybody, it's Graig Meyer again, and we're going to do one more of these pass the camera back and forth mutual interviews. I'm here with Joan Tao, who's from the Greensboro area, and she's got some great personal experiences to share with you about Barack Obama and the campaign. Say hi, Joan.
Hi.
Let me start by asking you, please tell me what Barack Obama means to you personally.
Well, I guess you could say that in a nutshell, he means that dreams can become reality, ideals can become reality. And I say that because I knew him personally. I was a seminar student of his at the University of Chicago Law School in 1995. I took his Racism in the Law class, and I never imagined that we'd be here today, but it's certainly a wonderful thing to experience. A lot of people have asked me what he's like as a teacher, and I think people might be surprised to see how kind of soft-spoken he is in person, how much of a listener he is. He never really came in with an agenda, even though he obviously has a lot of passion and conviction on the subject of racism in the law. He very much encouraged input from people in the class. And because he was a younger senior lecturer at the time, he was probably only about 35, there was an aspect of, I guess it was more of a casual atmosphere in some respects, the seminar setting, than, the formal big law lecture classes. And there were aspects of the class that were a bit like a literature class. He really dissected pieces like Letter from a Birmingham Jail with Martin Luther King. Really had a, back of his hand kind of understanding of all the imagery that was used, like, the cup of my endurance runneth over, that kind of language. And in some ways I feel like I studied art with Da Vinci and I didn't know it at the time. So it's just incredible. I mean, we also kind of, he never talked about himself, but, just through people talking in the school, we knew that he had been the first, president of Harvard Law Review and the first African American to do so. And, he carried a lot of weight just by his actions, in the sense that instead of taking a reasonable paying job anywhere, he had chosen to come back to the south side of Chicago and some of the toughest neighborhoods in the country and, work as a civil rights lawyer and teach courses probably to help supplement his income at the time at the University of Chicago Law School and, work in the community. So he had just decided to run for the state senate at the time that I was taking the course. And I remember thinking to myself that, I could see him running for Congress or, some higher position. But, of course, I don't think anyone would have imagined in 1995 that a person of his background could have gone as far as he has. And I think that that is particularly what excites me about what his success means to our democracy. It gives you a lot of hope when someone who just had student loans up to a couple of years ago is now vying for the highest office in the land.
It's wonderful. I think we're all envious of your personal experience there.
Thank you.
So you get to ask a question of me now.
Okay. Well,
you can ask it and then you can take the camera.
Sure. Well, I guess I'd throw the question back to you. What excites you about Barack Obama, and what's been your experience with this campaign so far?
Well, what excites me about Barack Obama is that I feel like he's really the first national level political candidate who speaks for our generation. And I think he helps bridge the gap between the kind of failed idealism of the baby boomer generation and the hopeful pragmatism of my generation. We have some common ground, but we also have some differences.
Right.
And I see that he's able to span that chasm, and that gives me great hope, because I think our generation has to be able to work with the baby boomer generation to solve so many of the problems that their generation has been struggling with for years, and that we're committed to solving. And very personally, when I see Barack Obama, I see someone who I aspire to be like. And I don't say that lightly because I don't say that about very many people, but the way that he thinks, the way that he considers issues, the way that he communicates with people, the standards of personal integrity and morals related to how we treat each other are all things that I admire and hope that I could meet those same standards in my own life.